Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at the thoracic cavity or the chest cavity. So if you're ready, let's get started. The thoracic cavity is one of the two main cavities in the trunk of the body, the other one being the abdominopelvic cavity. It's important to note that there are no muscles in this cavity. Now, the rib cage also extends posteriorly to the vertebral column. Now there's an opening here, and this opening is called the vertebral foramen or the vertebral foramen. Okay, and this opening or this foramen allows for the passage of the spinal cord, which is part of the central nervous system. The heart is a muscular organ and it has 4 chambers. If there's anything that you didn't understand or you want me to go over again, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you want to support the channel, go to the support page and become a patron. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. The upper chambers are called the atria and the lower chambers are called the ventricles. The heart is also enclosed in a double-layered sac called the pericardium, and the space between the layers of the pericardium is filled with serous fluid, which reduces friction when the heart is beating. Also, another important landmark to note on the rib cage is the point where all of the ribs attach to one another and to the vertebral column. These points are called the thoracic vertebrae. There are 12 thoracic vertebrae, and they are numbered T1 through T12. So you have T1, T2, T3 all the way down to T12. The walls of this cavity are formed by the following structures: the ribs, the vertebral column, the sternum, and the thoracic portion of the diaphragm. This is because there are 7 pairs of ribs that are true ribs. Now let's look at the contents of the thoracic cavity. The first thing we have is the heart. The heart is located in the center of the chest, and it is surrounded by a double-layered sac called the pericardium. The heart is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. We also have the lungs, which are located in the pleural cavity. Each lung is surrounded by a serous membrane called the pleura. The function of the pleural cavity and the serous membrane is to reduce friction when the lungs expand and contract during breathing. We also have the esophagus, which is a muscular tube that is responsible for transporting food from the pharynx down to the stomach. The trachea, or the windpipe, is also located in the thoracic cavity, and it is responsible for transporting air to and from the lungs. The trachea also contains rings of cartilage that keep it open and patent. We also have the bronchi, which are the air passages that are contained within the lungs. The bronchi are the structures that the trachea divides into once air enters the lungs. And then we also have the thymus, which is a gland that is important in the immune system, and it is particularly important during childhood. And lastly, we have the thoracic duct, which is a large lymphatic vessel that drains fluid from the lower limbs, the viscera of the abdomen, and the pelvic cavity. These true ribs attach directly to the sternum via costal cartilage. So these are ribs 1 through 7. Now ribs 8 through 10 are known as false ribs because they do not attach directly to the sternum, but they do attach to the ribs above them. So 8, 9, and 10 are false ribs. And then the last rib, rib 11 and 12, are known as floating ribs because they're not attached anteriorly. They're only attached to the thoracic vertebrae posteriorly. And it's important to know that these structures form what is called the rib cage. And so the rib cage serves as a protective structure for the organs that are located within this cavity. Now the ribs on the right side are labeled 1 through 7, and the ribs on the left side are labeled 1 through 6. Okay, so those are the bones that form the rib cage. The heart is an organ that is located in the thoracic cavity, and it is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and leave me a comment and let me know what you found particularly helpful.